Hello and welcome to the round 8 team sheets video. It's George from Fantasy Take TV, and we'll discuss 8 games this week. One game, the team sheets for Brisbane versus West Coast. West Coast have a lot of COVID outs. That's been delayed, so we'll go through the other 8 games. Just not sure. Don't know the team sheets on that yet. So yeah, they have a lot of outs. Greg Clark is one of them, so probably don't need to bring him in this week. And go from there. So Lockie Neal captain for that game. Friday night. There's 2 Friday night games. I don't know why. I don't think anyone asked for that, but we have 2 Friday night games. Port versus Western Bulldogs at Adelaide Oval. Out Dersma omitted. For the Dogs in Scott and Buku Karmas. 127k defender. Out Shaki. Out Marcus. He's managed with a foot and ankle issue. And Mitch Wallace is injured. So on Port's side, nothing in defense. Amon, I thought he was dropped. Maybe he came back in and played the sub. I can't remember. That's not important. Butters and Rosie named half forward. Wouldn't worry about that. I think they'll get decent CBAs. It was a bit hard to score super well last week, given the Cairns game, where not really anyone scored too well. So yeah, that's whatever. Sam Hayes still main ruck. I think he has to ruck. I don't see what the alternative is. Could field him. I think he is. Steph is a 36 or 37, whatever he is. Year old Steph shouldn't be too difficult. Expect Hayes to get some looks at. I don't know, what do? They put a midfielder in the ruck, or I don't know who. I can't remember what their plan is for the second ruck, but they'll do something. Interchange whatever and emergency whatever. So Bulldogs side of things. McNeil, McRae, Rourke Smith. Okay, so where is McComb? So McComb's been playing wing, so they're rotating a few. I don't think either of these are natural wingmen. I'm not sure on Rourke Smith, but McNeil's not. McNeil's inside mid, I think. Scott could play it. He's kind of utility, can play anywhere. McComb is an inside mid, but looks like he's going to play wing. So, Robbie McComb, I'll bring him in this week. 102k mid. I think the price is good. The VFL numbers are good. Mature body, so that's kind of nice. So, you can trust him to make a bit of money at least. But again, like, kicking was really awful. I think Bevo said he played his role okay, and 21 touches, 2 goals. So hopefully he makes it to the bye for us. I'll bring him in. I think he's a decent chance too. So no rookie. It's quite rare for a rookie to come in and have perfect job security at this point. So I'll go for him. The midfield with no Bont, that should mean McRae should be back to normal CBAs for at least this week. Dunk should get more. Dunk's had 20 last week. McRae had 70 odd. I think Baz had like in the 60s or something. So maybe more for Trelaw. See how we go. But yeah, move on. I think we VC McRae. I'll VC McRae, but I don't really care. I just want on Neil. Fremantle versus North. So Fremantle have been hit with some health and safety protocol outs. So in Young, Chapman, a miss. 170k forward, wouldn't touch him. Henry and Darcy's back from concussion. Out Akers, Logue, Meek, Frederick, Lobb, and Collier. In for North, Core, Ben Mackay, Jed Anderson's back. So he's a forward, a little injury prone, can score. Maybe watch him, but I don't think chances of him being relevant are probably low, but we'll see how he goes. Had like the highest points per minute in the game a few years ago. I think that was for fantasy though, so see how he goes, I guess. And Miller Bergman, I think he's a rookie, out injured. Marnie omitted, Larky out. So Freo. So Brayshaw had his calf strapped at training. Doesn't really mean much, but he's playing, so it looks like he's fine. He trained fully anyway, so just an observation someone made. Just on field, it should be good. Brody still ticking along, doing well. CBA is probably going to drop when 5 is back, which will hurt his score. So you would think. So just keep an eye on that. I think 5's like 3 to 5 away, something like that. Erasmus can't really get a look in. Just too many players playing well. North Melbourne, Luke McDonald's been scoring okay. I think he's still a bit more too defensive. Like, they need him to do some defensive stuff. Or like not just be free and like Aaron Hall sort of thing. So he's been an okay pick if you went for him, but yeah, not sure he's like top 10 or anything, but capable. But yeah, role isn't super aligned this year. Darren Thomas could get really cheap, but he's looked pretty awful this year. Been really disappointing, but he's capable. Juan Francis, I think most people got rid of him. I think I'm not sure if I'll trade him or not this week. Just depends how Sam Hayes and McComb go at halftime. And then Perez named last on the interchange. Probably not going to score much, so you could probably keep him on the bench if you have him. And yeah, Goldie's an interesting one. So you might get like a 4-week average of 100 plus out of him, but probably not worth it with Cherry coming back. Is a forward, so yeah, worth noting. Richmond versus Collingwood, in Dusty, in Cochin, out Ross, RCD Stack, in Henry Bianco, out Callum Brown, Magin, and Reef. A bit stiff Reef to come out. Yeah, because he's a midfielder, but they're like playing him forward or something. So Dusty out. I don't really care for Dusty as a starting pick, but that's gone. That's past now. So I guess you can keep an eye on Dusty. You can never rule out a champ like him, but still, he's very untrustworthy for Supercoach scoring, in my opinion. So, well, at least, and he's picked up a few niggles, so not what he used to be, and yeah, a bit frustrating last year owning him. Now, Gibcus has been really good, so you can keep holding him. Short in the middle, so I expect that to continue. Yeah, it's just very much whatever. Collingwood, Adams in the middle, Ginnivan, Degoe and Lip forward. Well, I think Degoe got like 60% CBAs, Pat Lip like 40. I don't know what that means for this week. Could be a week-to-week thing. Darcy Cameron has like ticket potential. We say in Discord, we say like the ticket means like the pick that's going to shoot you up the ranks. So there's not a great sample size, but he scored really well back in the Neefle days. And when Grundy was out the last 2 weeks last year with his neck injury in the bye rounds, he was rucking with Lynch, and I think Lynch had more hitouts. So like he still rucked majority. Like they're using Aiden Begg as the backup ruck, and I think the split is roughly 70-30 in terms of ruck contests, that sort of thing. So it's pretty decent split. So I think he's low 300s. I'd be all over it, to be honest, if I had the opportunity to. I just don't, because he has to go when Grundy comes back in like round 17, 18. But yeah, should definitely outperform his price at least and be a good on-field option, provide ruck cover if required after round 12. So it's a decent play. I thought about it. I can't do it though. So another thing is, like, do they need him forward? And they just like tank in the ruck a bit, which seems silly, but you know, they gave Begg like a fair chunk of ruck time, like 30% or whatever. Like I think it's 30 to 35% is a lot for someone who is quite raw, not really ready to take on those duties. So yeah, but yeah, Begg, yeah, he's a 123k ruck. I wouldn't worry too much about him. I don't know if they play Cox or not, so it's worth watching Begg one more game, just in case he might have a really low break even. Nick Dacos has been sick this week. So another one, I think he had the flu or something like that. On top of, he's played a bit sore with his foot. He got stepped on it during Anzac Day. So yeah, I'd probably be happier to move this on, knowing that he might be playing sore, and this might be playing, you know, not the best preparation, having the flu, whatever it is. So, I mean, once you shake the flu, I feel like you're fine, but yeah, hopefully it's not still affecting him or anything. So yeah, I think you can definitely trade him if you want. I will hold, I think. We'll see how we go. I'm not exactly sure what my trades are yet. It just depends how things go Friday night. Sydney versus Gold Coast, in Logan and Paddy McCartan. Out Cunningham. I don't know how long he's out for. Out Bell, out Sam Reid. Gold Coast, in Rory Thompson, 123k key defender. Not going to score much, so might be a downgrade option though, because it's like all we got. out Davies, McPherson, and Jerome Sharp. So Sydney, Paddy McCann on field. So I'll field him this week. Given Hewett is out, we'll get to that later. Yeah, he's more than happy to field him. I ate like a peanut. It's like stuck in my teeth. Mids, like whatever. Callum's like, he's playing fine, but the low time on ground suggests that he's not 100%. But maybe he feels 100% when he's out there. He just needs the rests to manage his Achilles. So I'm not really interested in Mills, but he could easily be top 3 mid the way things are going. Heaney on ball, it's like whatever. With Papley back, Heaney's mid minutes went up. Luke Park named half forward. He was named half forward last week, and I think he led the CBA, so nothing to worry about, I think. It's interesting though, like, do they use him a bit forward at times? But you look at their forward line, they got Papley, Hayward, McDonald, the 3 tolls here, like Franklin McLean, Ronk on the bench, and they still gonna play Heaney a bit fair before. Like, what's the point of putting him forward here? I don't see how Parker plays much forward. Maybe they like rotate with Heaney or something, and like maybe Heaney will get 70% and Parker will get 40%. I don't know, but to me it just makes sense that, like, why would you put Parker forward when you have this setup? I don't know. So I think he'll be fine, but maybe here and there he gets thrown forward, and with injuries it could happen. But regardless, across the season he'll be fine. He'll be, I think I have him top 3, top 4 forward. So great buy this week. Will Gould, emergency, maybe one day, who knows. And then Gold Coast, yeah, just Rory Thompson, key position defender, hasn't played for like 4 years or 3 years, back-to-back ACLs. Yeah, just keep an eye on him, I guess. You would think that his average is capped at, like, absolute best case would be 50, but more realistically it could be like 40. So I think he's done better than that in the past, but you know, he's 31. I don't know how good his job security is either, so I guess they might need him. He was good he was a good defender back in the day. Some people might not even remember him, but he was solid key position defender. So see how he goes. Rose is on field, which is great. Happy to bench him. Wits gets another joke matchup against No Hickey. This is just incredible how this pick it's the biggest bullshit pick of the year by far, I think. I don't know how it's worked to this extent, and then the matchups keep falling over. But whatever, don't own him, so just more pain. Yeah, that's whatever. Now, GWS versus Geelong. No changes for the Giants. Leon Cameron, he usually loves his making changes, loves bringing out the kids for the other kids and keeps rotating him and whatnot. But for Geelong, in Cooper Stevens, 123k rookie. Is this Saturday? Yeah, it is Saturday. Okay. So that means Evans is a 120. Okay, so Cooper Stevens, 123k mid rookie. Francis Evans, 123k forward rookie. Yeah, he's named on field. Okay. Dangerfield in, Narkle in, out, Selwood, Dalhouse, Holmes. I think he's out for a while. Like to the buys, I think I need to double check that. Dempsey, 102k rookie out, and then Higgins out. So Cooper Stevens fits the profile of someone who will be a good pick for us. Middle buy, so shares with Clark and McComb, which isn't great. But he is third year in the system, had so many injuries, but had a bit of a run, been in good form in the VFL. Really strong, big body, contested ball winner. I think a lot of us had him in our starting teams on the bench, but does he come straight out for when Selwood is back in, who's I think like a short-term thing? Not sure. So not one to go early on, but one that could make decent money and provide good coverage over the buys. Francis Evans apparently had improved in the preseason, so I think he's more like he's half forward, like he can push up a little bit. So he could be a rookie for us in the forward line. Yeah, I think he's mature age as well. Had a late start to his AFL career from memory, so thought he looked okay in the preseason. So I think both are very much watches for now. So we're just getting so many rookies at the moment, so we might have to boost to get a few in, because it might dry up later. So yeah, keep an eye on those two. And then the Giants. So one to know, keep an eye on Cummings, Kickins, and who else shares them, because Whitfield is... Where's Whitfield? He's on the wing. They want to use Whitfield wing and half forward, which is good. If you have Lockie Whitfield, that is good news. Last week was far too much forward for my liking. I know the heat map said that he got a lot of disposals down back, but I felt like he's like where he was staying or hovering was like forward, like a lot. Half forward, I wouldn't say deep forward, but more like push towards the forward line, like wasn't pushing up the ground as much as what he did in his prime. So that's a little concerning, but you know, they want to use him more up the ground a bit more. So keep an eye on him, because he could come back and average 100. As stupid as it sounds, given his form, but in the right role, you know, he has very high ceiling. He scored nearly 200 in the past in that role. So, yeah, okay, 100 is probably a bit wishful, but just get a better understanding of the role this week. Toronto Cogs half forward. Toronto's getting decent mid-time. Cogs is basically a forward, like literally like a general forward. He's parked there most of the game, so that's not good. But he's still getting 20 touches, so 20 touches a game. So see how he goes this week. Big Prusy in the ruck one. Sharing with Flynn, but that's fine. Bruce is #1 ruck. Finn Callahan's been okay if you picked him up. But yeah, a bit expensive. And then Geelong, SDK. I think I might have to loop him with O'Driscoll this week because George Hewett is out. Oh, and Nick Dacos. Maybe he might be laid out potentially because he's been sick, but probably not. So just worth noting. Duncan's terrible. Don't even bother with this pick because even if he does come good, then he carries the injury risk. Yeah, very much. Not too much going on there. So yeah, Cooper Stevens and Evans, keep an eye on them. Essendon versus Hawthorn. In Nick Bryan, in Nick Hind, out Stringer, Baldwin, and Nick Cox. In DBJ, did I say DBJ? DGB, Denver Granger. Who's DBJ? DBJ is Port Adelaide player. Denver Granger, Brass, Morrison, Ward is back in. McDonald managed, so he'll come back in the team. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you could see this rest from a mile away from what Sam Mitchell was saying in the preseason. Not preseason, before this week, saying that a lot of the draftees are starting to hit a wall and need a rest, so it's fine. Nash is out, managed. Howe out. Shields managed. So I fully expect I wouldn't be trading McDonald. You can hold him to the last buy. His DPP is really, really nice as well. So if you still have him, definitely hold. And you can loop maybe Macomb and another mid rookie this week. So Essendon's backline, like whatever. Nick Martin's been fantastic. So I think probably 2 or 3 weeks away. For him, you can probably flick him, but you can keep him for longer if you want. Keep him through the buys if that works for you. I think for me, I want to get him to Jack Steele in like 2 or 3 weeks just because they share the same buy. So it's like, either if I keep I need to get Jack Steele and ASAP, and yeah, might as well just upgrade because it's a little hard to bring in players right before their buy because players are going to skip anyway. So if you trade a player on that buy, the same buy, you kind of fit the same structure if that works for you. So yeah, hopefully that made any sense. Hobbs on interchange. This is such a terrible, disastrous pick, I think. So he can still make money, but he still looks okay. It's just things didn't kind of work out for him. Things that he butchered the ball a bit. Well, not butchered, like I think he gave away a few frees here and there. And yeah, just parked at half forward and yeah, just didn't push up in the congestion up the ground. Just not enough. Just yeah, parked at half forward. Just really bad roll. So okay, I don't know if he gets more mid time, but hopefully he does. I think Shield in. No. Oh yeah, he's in. And then on the bench, whatever. Hawthorn's side of things, Sicily's been a gun. Good get if you got him. Still get him if you want. Moore's been good. I think he played a bit behind the ball apparently. I don't remember to be honest, but yeah, he's doing really well. His last 8 last year were really high average and he's continuing that form. So yeah, pretty phenomenal. Max Lynch is rucking. So that's not the greatest ruck deal going on at the moment in this game. Interchange, it's whatever. So yeah, I don't think McDonald will be sub because I think they want to manage him. If he is sub, that would be annoying though. But I still hold, just don't field. Yeah, if you are looping him, just be careful because he's an emergency. If they need a late in, they might just force him in. So, like, if you're gonna manage him, like, why would you put him on the emergency list? I don't know, but that's whatever. So Sunday games: Melbourne versus St Kilda. Neil Bullen, Lowry, Petty, Pickett, Jackson, Sparrow in, out, Melksham, Joel Smith, and Chandler. These extended benches. So in Saints, Dara Joyce, Rowan, Burns, and Zach Jones out, Lena. Melbourne's team is they don't really make many changes, but they were forced to. So I think Melbourne's like, is it Bedford? Is he playing? I think he's like 123k rookie, but does he go out for like Cozzy? Maybe. We'll see. So probably not one I'd jump on, but not sure. And then on the Saints team, this is like nothing here. Seb Ross is apparently playing some weird role where they're getting into his hands a lot. I haven't taken much notice of him, to be honest, but he's averaging quite well, but he's like mid only, so it doesn't really, can't really fit him in or anything. But if he was in another line, it could be an interesting option. But yeah, it might be worth just watching him just for fun, I guess. But yeah, scoring actually pretty well. Has scored well in the past. Winhanger, I don't know if he holds or not. Been alright though. Same with Wangani Malera. Carlton versus Adelaide. So this is the last game. Sunday games. There's only 2 Sunday games. And then West Coast versus Brisbane is Saturday night. So in Motlop, Boyd, Dow, Zach Williams. Zach Williams was managed last week. Out Stocker. In Davis, Saligo, Rowe, Pedler, Hinge, Hamill. So great if you have Hinge. You've been holding on to him. Out Smith with concussion. Out Matt Crouch. If you have him, just move him on. I'm not sure he comes back straight away. And Ned McHenry's injured. So Carlton's team now. There's 2 things here to note. One, Carroll apparently like had a little hiccup at training, but it sounds like he's named. So I really hope they don't make him a late out or anything like that. So assume he's fine. So I think it's one where you don't go early, you just wait on him anyway. And then what was the other one? No George Hewett. So apparently they're just trying to get him right for next week. So should be back next week. So yeah, easy hold. George Hewett and just filled like a SDK or McCartan or Hinge, whoever you got in their backline, Gibcus, whoever. They're all quite serviceable. You just got to hope that they pull out a good score this week. Yeah, not worth trading George Hewett. Looking like a top 3 defender. I don't know if I don't know if Dow plays. Been good in the VFL apparently. And then the Crows team, Dawson named back, Hinge on a wing. So Dawson's break even's 120. So the interesting thing with Dawson is like, when I'm looking at defenders, I don't really have Dawson near the top 6. There's a lot of plays that I think can go 105. I think Dawson, like I have like 15th or 16th, something like that in terms of defenders. But when he's on a wing, he averaged 115 at the Swans. So obviously different team, but the Crows use their wingmen a lot, like we did with Seedsman last year. So I wonder if they want to keep Jordan Dawson behind the ball or they move him on a wing, because he could be good value at 500k, because I think he's 516k, 126 break even. So I'd like another week of data of him with Hinge in the team. I just find it strange that he was recruited to play inside and outside mid, and now he's like, we just put him behind the ball, which something doesn't add up there. I don't know. But yeah, just worth talking about. Haley's playing his 3rd game. He's 180k in the midfield. It looks like he could be going backwards in price. So, but for Matt Crouch to be dropped ahead of Haley is a little staggering. But I think they just want to give Haley another go. But it's not looking good so far. And then in the forward line, nothing much here.